I am backing up all my stuff in order to create a copy of the system. There's progress right there. And I'm about to upgrade to Sandy Bridge. So this right here, you know, everything has gotten old and dusty and it's just chugged along nicely. The RAM has had a problem, and instead of fixing the RAM, which would be the less expensive option, I didn't want to put any more money into the system, so I spent $500 and got a new system. So I was just going to go nicely in Darren's computer, and I'll show you some of the Windows ratings, and so I'll have a reference. It's got a 5.9 on the system right there. You can see that. And it's running at 3.2 gigahertz. I'll be running up to 8. In my new system, I'll run 8 3.8 gigahertz processors. And that's really nice. Should be a heck of a lot faster. 8 of them. 8 of them bad boys. So, everything is going great. This needs to be updated because, once again, since this RAM has died, you look in the computer, as you can see it, but there's only one RAM chip in there, and normally this shroud right here would be over that, keeping it cool and protecting it. So all that data for my computer is going to go on this 1 terabyte drive, and then I'm going to set up my two 600 gigabyte drives in a RAID 0 configuration, and maybe if there's something less, I'll create a little separate partition with a lock on it for storage. So this is the last time that you will see this computer actually just chugging away and doing its thing, running just fine. I'm not really going to run anything right now because I don't want to risk a crash while it's actually doing what I want it to do. Just want to show you that it's Intel Core Duo E3676. Another thing I wanted to point out is that the system runs extremely cool with the cooler mat. With what's that? It's the Ultra Cooler with Thermatec technology, and it runs at 28 degrees Celsius and just a low load, and only goes up to about 40 degrees Celsius, which is actually extremely good for a CPU. And right now it's got like 0% load, so it's a really great PC, and it's lasted a long time. And if the RAM hadn't had an unfortunate incident where I accidentally put it in Ryan's computer because I thought his was better, and ended up getting the problems that his computer was having, I would not have upgraded my system at all. I would have been really happy with this. It's like 0% load and 1% load, and then every now and then the system file will go through and it'll go 5% load, and that's just about as good as you can get. It doesn't really get much better. It runs every game on the market. Recently I've had to turn the settings down from ultra high to high, which is still, you just really don't need to upgrade then. When it gets down to maybe medium, maybe, then it's still not really a problem. And then you just have to upgrade your graphics card. Guess I'll open the case and just look at it. I'm recording this for my little records. Let's just take these little things off right here. I really like this case too. It's so beautiful. Very military-like. I like that. Looks like a box. A really strong, sturdy steel box. Okay. It's so clean, right? Yeah. It's grounded to the case, so that dust really doesn't hurt that much. Although it could use a few dust filters. Everything's all nice. That Ultra Chill Tech, that's what that is. It's the CPU cooling right there. That's the RAM, where the RAM would go. And like I said, this RAM right here, it died on me. It's the Corsair right there. And that was the only piece left that was good. Out of all of them, you can get a good solid boot on every single time. So the RAM is completely toast. And then these are the hard drive trays right here. It's got 2 hard drives in it right now. I can actually put 5 in there for later. If I get another hard drive, it'd be a solid state drive. That's the SealTrex control center and a CD drive. There's a networking card. You can see the antennas on the outside. I actually don't use that anymore. I prefer the solid connection. It's more reliable. Straight to the internet, straight to the network for the house. And it's actually more secure. We had some people stealing our internet a while back. Don't know who. So yeah. And well, that's the outside of the case. Got a cool sticker right there. Nice fan. Has such a great glow to it. I really like that. And there's the Ultra Chill Tech. The guy digs faster when the thermoelectric cooler is engaged. So right now, you're not really sweating that hard, but when the CPU gets cranked up to 100%, and he actually starts to really sweat. And it's 22 degrees Celsius, which at the press of a button is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. That's room temperature. So this cooler right here does an excellent job of making your parts last a long time. And if my neighbor keeps his CPU cool, then he's not gonna have any problems. So I might ask him nicely to buy a aftermarket cooler. I don't think I have the old one anymore. Just buy a new one for like $25 to $30. And just about any of them would be better than the stock one. And yeah, he'll get a long life out of this computer. I'm trading him for a 12-inch Sterling Vega stroker that's blown. So I'm going to fix that and put it in my car because I want it, and they're quite rare. So yeah, it's like something you can't hardly find anymore. This is the reset. That flashing button right there is what you press when you screw up really bad with overclocking. I have overclocked it before, but I suffered from system instability, so I just unoverclocked it and never had any problems ever again for a year. Until I put Ryan's RAM in here. I had OCC RAM, and I never had any problems with this. But this RAM right here, this Corsair RAM, it's just buggy. It really is. It can't hold a good voltage, and those fans are kind of not necessary with my cooling situation. You can just feel the airflow in here. It's just from right here, it's still blowing. Love it. Oh, these lights, they do go out, but I like to leave them on. It makes a pretty cool night light, actually. It's another one of those fans, and you can see the dust buildup, which has become a problem. Not a major problem, though. That cools the hard drives really good. So, just saying goodbye. Let's try to smile right here. There we go. Needs a nose. Maybe some hair. Here we go. There's my happy face. It's clean, right? Yeah, this is the quite rare EVGA GeForce 275. Co-op with physics. It's got a GTX 275 for the top one, and the copper heat pipe, and then the bottom one is a GTX 265. It's equivalent to a GTX 285, which is why I got it, because it was a lot less than GTX 285, $300, and it got the same performance almost. And this board is SLI capable, so you can put a new GTX 580 in there and this one right here, and you'll have SLI capability, which is really quite something right there. It's pretty amazing. So, I really like this computer, and it's a shame to have something this good to let go, because there's nothing wrong with it, and I've become quite attached to it. The computer's name is Autopilok. So I hope its next owner will take good care of it, the computer being the motherboard, the RAM, and the central processing unit, which is housed under there right now, getting nice attention from that cooler. And I really like this case because it's got the SATA controller right there that can hook up straight to my backup hard drive. this makes it so much easier to just back things up at a few gigabytes a second. Nifty. Okay, well, I think that's all for now. Say bye-bye to the little man digging away from me, keeping the CPU nice and cool and healthy. Just trying to show how it munches through a hard drive when it's defragmenting. It finished the whole hard drive in about 20 seconds. Really, really fast, considering the last generation it took an hour to do what this computer does in 20 seconds. And that's really impressive. And just showing the launch time for like internet, just click, and boom, done. Want to launch a new web page? Well, just click right here, and instantaneously it's taking a little while because that one RAM. Alright, well that was a little while. I'm going to go to InfoWars. See how long it takes. 2 seconds to pull up an entire web page. Pretty nifty. And it's still using only, what is that now? 10% of its processing power. 10%. Not much at all. I'm going to crank it up to 100%. Should we? Well, that's done. So, yes, we can crank it up to 100% because we're not doing any... Whenever you're doing anything vital to the system, I recommend you don't do anything very intensive. Like if you're installing something, don't play it. If you're doing something very important and don't want it to screw up, don't play video games. Video games require a lot of power, and ups and down spikes in the power will cause your system to have itsy bitsy bits of instabilities, especially if it's a few years old. This system will be great for Darren because, well, he doesn't need it as much for that sort of thing. Let's launch Just Cause. Connecting, preparing to launch, and launch. Now, of course, an i7 would be a lot faster. But this right here, duo core from 2008, I think this is when it was invented. It's still extremely good. Like I said, this is running a really modern video game at the highest settings possible, and it doesn't really get much better. Okay. I could benchmark it, but I know it'd probably crash because of the RAM. Just load latest autosave. Okay, see, it's loaded. It's working just fine. Everything's going well. Draw distance is spectacular. Almost downright impressive. Get a look at that. And this is really amazing. Look, you can see the top of that. You can actually go to the top of these skyscrapers in this game. That's what I like about it. It's like Grand Theft Auto pumped up to the next level. And you're like a superhero. So it's quite cool. Anyways, I think that's a pretty good demo of what it's capable of. Cool. This guy is hanging by a thread 1,000 feet in the air on top of this giant skyscraper that you saw previously. And the draw distance is way, way, way over there. That's the ocean. There's that next island over there. There's an island over there. There's the mainland way over there. I can see it a lot better on my screen. And this is all with the duo core. So just with a dual core and a nice graphics card, like the NVIDIA GTX 275 Game of the Year edition, and like you can, there's the mountains way over there. It's like 12 kilometers away, and yeah, it's very impressive. And my favorite thing about this is skydiving. So let's go for a jump, shall we? Here we go, all the way down. Oh, we died. Oh well, that's really what I wanted to show you. Is just the game, and also what the computer is capable of. Here's another key point about my computer. This game was made for the Just Cause 2 was made for the Xbox 360, and my computer currently right now just smokes the crap out of the Xbox. The Xbox doesn't have anything on a gaming rig. A gaming rig computer will always be the king of games, and there's just nothing you can do about that. So sorry, Xbox fans, you're getting ripped off. I could just slap new hardware in my computer and it's done. I don't have to go out and buy a whole new machine. I just buy parts and put it together, and I can always customize my rig to do what I need it to do. Just wanted to show you the driving part of the game, like Grand Theft Auto, and it's also really cool. I'm trying to do this with one hand, so I'm not the best, but I'm going to try to snipe some motorcycles. Here's one. Here's two. Oh shit, seems like I'm having a little trouble controlling with one hand. Alright. Oh damn. Looks like we had a little bit of an accident. Oh well, it's just a video game, right? I actually don't play this game anymore. I just play it for this right here, the Mayhem. Oh. That was a major fucking accident right there. Wait a second, I did that on purpose. There's blood. Alright, now I stole a nice car to get back on the interstate. You can see the physics, that's the steam right there. That's particles, physics. That'll piss them off. Looks like we got some company. I need to get out of here. One hand, people, one hand.
Get off the street, you maniac!
And just to verify, that one chip of RAM is able to do that with that graphics card and that processor. So that's what I really want to get across. Here's something I rarely get to see, is the underside of my graphics card. GTX 275 Game of the Year Edition. Alright, I got everything out of the way and just about to extract the motherboard. Alright, my jumper configuration is red and white, yellow and white, orange and white, and then blue and white going around. Alright, I seem to have a really bad problem with dust, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these inexpensive air filters right here, and I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to turn that into my dust filter. It's going to tape it to the bottom of the case and to the side and over that front fan. I can easily replace those. See dust everywhere. Got dust inside my car, that's bad, cooling. So I'm going to try to clean it up a little, vacuum or whatever. I get back. All that right there is dust I pulled out of just this area right there, so I'm going to continue to pull. Alright, turn on some music. I was getting tired of the quiet. So what I came up with, I just chopped up an air filter and put it over here. And, you know, I actually think it looks cool because it's a military style case, and that almost matches olive green. Yeah, these are replaceable, so I can just take them off, put a little more Gorilla Tape and no filter on there, that's fine. And, let me show you the motherboard. It's actually much heavier though. When you hold it in the hand, our first response was, damn! Yeah, Ace is pretty cool. Look at those MOSFETs right there. Power supply stuff. Nice. So I'm going to try to keep this one clean and keep the RAM chips clean so I don't have any issues. Okay, so I'm ready to begin. See you in the flip. Okay, this is my CPU cooler. It's all fucked up. I just pulled all that dust out of there right there, and that's all on there. So I'm going to clean this up and then put the ultra back together. The guts of it, you've probably never seen it. It's an aluminum heat sink. Thermoelectric cooler on the bottom, sandwiched between two copper plates. It works pretty good. Alright, clean that shit up. Okay, I just want to show you I got my computer working, but there's a problem. The power supply is not powerful enough to push the motherboard, the processor, and the graphics card on a i7 rig. It was powerful enough on a dual core because that's only two processors. But this one, if you can see this, minimize that, minimize that, minimize that. Yeah, it's right here, so I want you to see. I'm using 0% of my CPU. You just go over here and launch a cool game or whatnot. Hell of honor, it's a good one. See how fast that loads? I'm in a RAID 0 setup, and yeah, watch this. Alright, watch the CPU. It's just using, barely running. Oh, it wants me to insert the original DVD. But anyways, it got up to 12% trying to launch a game, and that's it. So that's a pretty good demo right now. More later. And yeah, it just says wrong disk. So I'm going to edit this and set it up. I also created a build for myself. One of the builds is on the front right here. I needed to get a new SATA powered CD drive. I failed to plan for this. And I only have 2 gigs of RAM, so I'm gonna have that I borrowed from my brother. So I'm gonna have to upgrade and get my own RAM, and I'm gonna get the fastest RAM I can get, so that I don't have to worry about ever upgrading it again. Because why would you want to? I'm expecting this computer to be good for at least 5 years, because so far, as you can see, I'm not really using anything but a lot of RAM, and that's because I only have 2 gigs of RAM. Let's go to the settings, computer. Properties. Alright, Windows Experience Index. Alright, it's on a 5.5, and that is because of the RAM. Calculations per second is 7.7 out of 7.9, and it can go to 7.9 because it can get to 5 gigahertz once I get it in proper air cooling. My air cooler, the Chilltech Ultra, will not work for this application because the stupid company didn't make a bracket for it, and I'm fucking pissed at them. But anyways, I'm selling that to my neighbor, and he can enjoy nice thermoelectric cooling, and without having to worry about water spilling on your shit and then ruining it. And anyways, yeah, 3D gaming graphics 7.3 out of 7.9. Data transfer rate says it's 5.9 out of 7.9. So really nice. And it's a RAID 0 setup. It was a lot lower. And solid state drivers will just kick the ass of this, but honestly, too expensive right now, and you don't need it. So why get it?